However, I managed to get some stacks onto the Galio, kill him. Looking for a kill on the... She's tanky, by the way, but I managed to dispatch of her really quickly. I could get the kill on... But she's too fast. I get... Oh, that's the thing, though. That could have been a beautiful quadra kill. It could have been amazing if my R actually executed on the Jhin. But I made some miscalculation with the numbers. YouTube, welcome back. I got you another batch of game deciding brawls. The first game of the 3, we're playing against Kale. Not really one of my favorite matchups, but we did get a little bit of action going on. It's later in the laning phase. Let me show you. Alright, for context purposes, I have my Ghost Exhaust phase rush set up. It's a little bit of a trial thing, but I want to see how it's going to work up against Kale. She does have double sums, but so do I. However, the sums I have is made to stick onto her, and she won't be able to get away from me this time, and the range top is put in the dirt, just as I want it to happen. Let's go into the next match to see what exactly happened in that one as well, so that I can show you some type of extraction of value. Okay, we're in the second game, and for context purposes, we did well into the Jace. I did crush him in lane as with this little setup I got. I like this. The exhaust does help with the cosplaying a glue, and I believe because Kindred and Kai'Sa were starting to engage in a fight on the Hecarim, I could just TP here. Except, as you can see, this is not one of my better choices. Or in hindsight, it was, but it turned out not to be because the enemy team valued the TP. They saw the TP going in, and they were like, you know what? Let's turn on that instead of continue to fight onto the Kindred and the Kai'Sa. Which I suppose the enemy team did well, but I was under the impression after I TP'd and they're already starting in a fight that they would, you know, back me up here, you know, because I'm fully committing to a fight. And they're already in a fight, so they may as well also commit with me. But that's not the case. It's a miscalculation, a bad assessment of judgment. I don't know how I would put it, because I was expecting my team to do one thing, but they ended up not doing that. So judgment of character, probably. I didn't see their vision, which is my mistake. My bad. And here we go on to the last match. And for context purposes, we are playing against the Ornn, and we did as well as you can do against an inactive tank. I believe I don't think you can do better if he's just playing safe 24/7. I did manage to get the platings. I managed to get 2 towers, so I think that's the best extraction I could get. However, I'm now looking for a kill onto maybe a potential big team fight, which is taking place right now, I believe, with the Galio engaging and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, you know what, let's try and get a reset off of the closest target, which would have been the Galio, or maybe the Briar, because she just pressed star, and now Galio is pressing R on her. Now there's 2 people, but that's a lot of CC along with the Ornn. However, I managed to get some stacks onto the Galio, kill him. Looking for a kill on the... She's tanky, by the way, but I managed to dispatch of her really quickly. I could get the kill on... But she's too fast. I get... Oh, that's the thing, though. That could have been a beautiful quadra kill. It could have been amazing if my R actually executed on the Jhin. But I made some miscalculation with the numbers and how much damage I would be doing with the Axiom Arc and the Shojin. I didn't make the right judgment, and I didn't end up doing the damage necessary to put both champions down. Otherwise, it would have been picture perfect. It was a quadra kill, yes, but it didn't look like the kill feed that I was hoping for. Just like last video, you know, I was thinking it was gonna be a bit better, but nah, it's happening a second time. I mean, that's something we need to take into account. Did the game end up well? Yeah, we ended up like coming back and everything. But let's actually go to the review of all 6 matches that happened today. Okay, looking back at the 6 matches that took place, the first match. Okay, one thing I will say is the first 2 matches. These are playstyles. I did Conqueror and I did Flash Ghost, and then I did Ghost Exhaust, but I didn't do Phase Rush. I will say that these two matches, I want to place them as void because I didn't play them in the play style that I wanted to play, that I'm a bit more comfortable in. Because as you can see with my scores later on, it's definitely a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, I lost two of them and I won two of them, which basically means I broke even. But there's more extraction out of these two matches, as you can see, because there was some plays we can actually look at, as opposed to these where nothing actually took place. But besides the point, what happened in this match? I had to play lane 2 versus 1, which was unlucky, and my lane was boring as hell. But we ended up winning because we spawned on the right team. It happens from time to time. But the main point, which is my main goal here, is what could we do in this game? Absolutely nothing. I had to play 2 versus 1, and it was just a valueless match where nothing took place, which means nothing to me, even if it's a win. This game, which is a loss, the I was expecting, it's one of those matches where I'm playing bad, right? Because I'm not doing so well. Not to mention I have to deal with 2 versus 1 lane because jungler keeps coming top lane to assist the enemy top laner. Some people can't lane by themselves. It happens, And I was thinking, you know what? Maybe that Yorick game from the last video would have happened a second time round because he didn't play well, but he ended up winning because he spawned on the right team. Yeah, doesn't really work like that for me. That was my mistake. My mistake was thinking that I was Yorick. No, you must perform. You must do something. You must do something of value if you want any type of LP extracted from your matches. I managed to do something in this match, but I didn't manage to do something in that match. That was the reason I lost this match. However, in the last 4 matches, we're looking at what? This one, we're looking at. The thing is, I did what I did. I tried. I tried to win this match, but the problem is that, first of all, Kale is a tricky champion to be playing late game versus because, for one, you don't have too much time in the later stages of the game to wait around an R and wait around for Kale to press R on someone because everyone's doing a lot of damage. Your HP bar is just depleting just like that. So, but if you do try to R as quickly as possible, Kale is just gonna R whoever you're focusing, and then it's just lol. That's why it's tricky. It can be doable, don't you worry. Yes, but the problem is, even with that happening, so that's one part that was difficult. The second part that was difficult was my team didn't want to group for the objective that they needed to group around the 29th minute. So Xayah gets caught, the enemy team groups whilst my team doesn't group. The rest of us get picked off, and then the game pretty much ends. It's unlucky, but these things do take place. It happens. Sometimes you're not in the team that you want to be in, and you have to deal with it. I can imagine if I had the 17 kill Twitch on my team doing his maneuvers, we would have been looking at a different result, but we're not. So these things, they happen. However, this isn't too bad because we managed to extract some value out of this game because there was some decent solo kill to actually witness. So this isn't even too bad, even though it is a loss. Next loss, unfortunately, we had to lose a third time. We played against Jace, obviously not the lane that I really enjoy, but looking at this match, yes, their team was stronger, unfortunately. But as you can see, we have a griefer on our team. We got Zonya's jungler, Zakindred. Not really something I was expecting I was gonna have to deal with, but she sabotaged the game like halfway through because she had a disagreement with the Kaiser. I don't know. They were bickering at each other or something. I don't care. Not really in my control. You just wanted to lose and sabotage the game. Nothing I can do. It is what it is. However, one thing I can focus on is what we extracted out of this game, which was that little TP desperation play. That's what it was. It was desperate. But I can't say that I didn't make the right call. I had a bad judgment of character. I was thinking, the team was 100% on. Let's go fight the dragon. They already engaged in a fight with the Hecarim. But when I TP'd to like confirm this fight that was already taking place, they backed off. They didn't really want to go through with it. So I ended up taking too much damage, and then we ended up losing that. Unfortunate. And it just escalated into a worse scenario because then Hecarim just started doing too much damage, and the Smolder definitely dealt way too much damage. Nature of an AD carry that's got 13 kills. And then we ended up losing this game alongside with someone sabotaging the game because she didn't want to take part in any fights that happen in the future. Unlucky, but there was some value to take out of this game, so it's not too bad of a loss. This match, I did beat the. I eventually beat the Mundo. It was the most boring laning phase ever. In the first 10 minutes, absolutely nothing happened. He just stood far away pressing Q. Even though we won, there was nothing to extract from this game because he just kept playing safe. He did nothing. He served no purpose. He did absolutely nothing. But that's the thing. This playstyle of Mundo of doing absolutely nothing works if you have a good team. But if your team is a 2-7-80 carry, you get what you deserve, and that is a loss. So that's the one good thing about this, but I couldn't extract any like full, like real gameplay out of this because realistically speaking, all the dopamine, all the triple kills that happened went over to Silas and Kha'Zix. They got the star plays. I didn't. I was just like a leaf blowing in the wind. Unfortunate. So even though we won, no value of extraction. I mean, no extraction of value in this match at all. I couldn't get anything out of it. However, in this last match, we won. I did get the quadra kill, just as you saw, and we did end up winning. Yes, my only gripe about this match right here is that I miscalculated with my ultimate. I made an error, and it was I couldn't wait any longer on the Jhin, because if I pressed R any later to wait for the bleed to do it, he's just gonna get out of range. He has the crit movement speed and swifties. There's no and fleet footwork. Like, how am I supposed to do anything? So I had to press R one way or the other. It was just a shame, man, because it could have been a beautiful quadra kill if that kill actually went through. It would have been a nice R nuke. But we still got the value out of this match. So in this batch of game deciding brawls, it was okay. I think it was kind of like same quality as last video, but I feel like they could be more. You know, they're not good enough, and they could be more, and that's kind of my aim here. The losses don't really bother me anymore. I don't. That's not what I'm looking at here. I'm trying to see which of these matches can I get something out of that I can actually look at. You know, and I only got 3. I want more. That's the thing I'm thinking about. But yeah, in terms of what we could like take away and extract from this, definitely understand that I'm not Yorick. I need to do something if I want to get some LP out of this game. That's the first thing. Second, I need to ensure that I don't make too much of a horrendous TP misjudgment of character as well. Last but not least, I think I but if your team doesn't group, I think that's just maybe I should just accept losses as well. That's one thing as well, because if you're not grouping, you just want to lose. They're gonna take the Soul Dragon. If you're not gonna show up, then you just want to lose. It is what it is. Just accept losses. So those are the things I can take away from these matches. Anyways, I know I yap a lot in these later in this part of the video, but I feel as if I need to do that to get what I want off my head to the actual video. And this is the median which I do it in. So that's just gonna be the theme of the video. With that being said, thank you for watching today's video. I appreciate you watching it, and hopefully wow. I'm gonna keep this in the video just so that you know that I make mistakes, especially with my outros. So let me redo that again. Thank you for watching Thank you for what. Wow, we're really messing up. Thank you for watching. Do the YouTube usuals, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Anyways, that's it from me. All my links are down in the description below. Have a nice rest of your day, and peace late.